Have you ever wondered why, despite all your efforts to control the situations around you, life seems to keep slipping through your fingers? What if the secret isn't in controlling, but in adjusting? In this video, we'll dive into the wisdom of the ancients, exploring the dichotomy of control taught by Epictetus, with profound insights from Master Shaolin Heng. Get ready to challenge your beliefs and discover how a simple shift in perspective can transform your reality. Topic 1: Understanding control. Understanding what is within our control and what is not is one of the most valuable lessons we can learn. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic masters, teaches us that most of our suffering comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. Imagine someone who stresses out over traffic. Traffic is clearly beyond your control, but how you react to it is entirely in your hands. By embracing this dichotomy of control, you can choose to focus only on what you can truly change. When we talk about control, it's easy to forget that it starts within us. A businessperson who spends the entire day anxious about their company's performance might think they need to control every detail to ensure success. However, as Epictetus reminds us, focusing on what we can change, such as our dedication and effort, is what truly makes a difference. Master Shaolin Heng, a profound connoisseur of this philosophy, also emphasizes the importance of recognizing our limits and accepting what we cannot alter. This dichotomy of control can be applied to various aspects of life. Think about a situation where you're waiting for an important answer, like an exam result or a work decision. It's pointless to lose sleep over all the possibilities. Instead, focus on the actions you can take now to improve your chances or better handle the outcome, whatever it may be. This is something both Epictetus and Master Heng would agree on. Sometimes, we want things to go our way so badly that we forget the universe has its own rules. Epictetus taught that serenity comes from recognizing this truth and letting go of what is beyond us. A practical example would be trying to change someone else's opinion. You can argue, debate, and present your best ideas, but in the end, you can't control what others think. Peace comes when you understand that you've done your best and that the rest is not up to you. Master Heng takes this idea a step further, suggesting that focusing solely on control can lead to a life of constant tension. Instead, he suggests that we aim for adjustment, which allows us to flow with situations rather than fight against them. It's like learning to surf. You don't control the waves, but you can adjust your posture to navigate them as best as possible. This concept of adjustment opens the door to the next level of understanding. When we think about control, it's crucial to remember that not everything is black and white. There are gray areas where what seems beyond our control can, in fact, be influenced by our choices. Epictetus teaches us to focus on what we can do now, and Master Heng complements this by suggesting that we learn to adjust to these nuances, finding a balance between effort and acceptance. The next step in this journey involves going beyond the dichotomy of control and understanding the interaction between our internal and external worlds. For this, we need to delve deeper into the concept of adjustment, as proposed by Master Heng, and see how this philosophy can transform the way we handle daily challenges. Topic 2: Control versus adjustment. When we talk about control, we often imagine something rigid, inflexible, almost like a rope we're constantly trying to pull. However, Master Shaolin Heng invites us to think differently. Instead of striving for control at all costs, he suggests that we aim for adjustment. Control, he says, creates a separation between the controller and the controlled, as if we are constantly in conflict with the world around us. But what if, instead of controlling, we adjusted to the situations? Imagine a river flowing through a rocky path. Control would be like trying to change the course of the waters by force, something that requires energy and generates resistance. Adjustment, on the other hand, is like the water flowing naturally, circumventing the stones and moving forward. By applying this concept to daily life, you realize that life becomes lighter when we don't try to fight against everything. Epictetus already warned us about the dangers of trying to control what is outside of us, and Master Heng offers us a practical solution: adjusting to circumstances. This idea of adjustment can be applied in various ways. Think, for example, of a work environment. A manager who tries to control every aspect of their team can end up stifling creativity and the spirit of collaboration. However, if this manager learns to adjust to the different personalities and skills of each team member, they create a more harmonious and productive environment. The same applies to our personal lives. Instead of trying to control every detail, we can learn to adapt, allowing things to flow naturally. Adjustment is also closely related to perception. Often, what we interpret as a problem to be controlled is actually an opportunity for adjustment. Epictetus taught that adversity can be seen as a test of our resilience. Master Heng complements this view, showing that by adjusting our perspective, we often find solutions that were previously out of reach. Instead of seeing challenges as enemies, we can see them as allies that help us grow. And when we talk about adjustment, we're also talking about balance. A balance between the effort we put into our actions and the acceptance of the results, whatever they may be. This is a valuable lesson preached by Epictetus and reinforced by Master Heng in his practices. The balance between control and adjustment leads us to a more harmonious life, where stress and anxiety give way to peace and tranquility. A practical example of this balance can be found in practices like meditation or qigong, where the focus is not on controlling the mind or body but on gently adjusting them. Master Heng often mentions the importance of these practices to align our inner being with the external. By doing so, we are not just reacting to the world but adjusting our posture before it, allowing us to live more fully and consciously. Now that we understand the importance of adjustment in our lives, the next step is to explore how this philosophy is reflected in the interaction between our internal and external worlds. Let's delve into this concept and discover how our internal perceptions can shape the reality we live in. Before we continue, if you're enjoying the content, please leave a like on the video. It's quick and will help YouTube recognize that our content is relevant and recommend it to more people who can benefit from these ideas. Topic 3: Internal versus External World. The relationship between the internal and external world is a continuous dance, where rhythm and harmony are essential. Master Shaolin Heng teaches us that often, the stress and discomfort we feel are not caused by external factors, but rather by internal misalignment. It's like being in a noisy environment and realizing that the real discomfort comes from our own restlessness, not the noise itself. Epictetus, when discussing external influences, reminds us that it's not what happens but how we react that defines our experience. In the business environment, this dichotomy between the internal and external world becomes even more evident. Two people can be subjected to the same pressures, such as tight deadlines or ambitious goals, but their reactions can be completely different. One, with a well-aligned internal world, sees challenges as opportunities and remains calm. The other, with internal misalignment, can easily succumb to stress, seeing every obstacle as a threat. This contrast demonstrates the importance of taking care of our internal world, as advised by both Epictetus and Master Heng. But how do we align this internal world with the external? The first step is self-reflection. Ask yourself, what's really bothering me? Often, the problem is not the environment or circumstances, but our interpretation of them. Epictetus taught that we should constantly question our perceptions and adjust them as needed. Master Heng suggests daily self-reflection practices, where we review our thoughts and emotions, seeking to understand where they come from and how they can be adjusted to better serve our inner peace. A practical example of this alignment can be seen in how we handle criticism. If our internal world is in harmony, constructive criticism is received as an opportunity for growth. However, if we are internally misaligned, even the mildest criticism can be perceived as a personal attack. Learning to adjust our internal response is key to maintaining balance between what we feel and what's happening around us. Another important aspect is understanding that the external world cannot be completely controlled. Epictetus always warned us about the futility of trying to change what is beyond our reach. Master Heng reinforces this idea by reminding us that it is in internal adjustment that we find true strength and resilience. By learning to adjust our internal world, we not only deal better with adversities, but we also begin to positively influence our environment. The balance between the internal and external world is an art that requires constant practice. It's not about suppressing emotions or ignoring challenges, but about learning to navigate them in a harmonious way. As Epictetus said, true power lies in our internal choices. Master Heng complements this by showing us that by cultivating this balance, we are capable of facing the external world with serenity and wisdom. Following this reasoning, the next natural step is to understand how self-reflection can become a powerful tool for achieving this balance and alignment. Let's explore how self-mastery begins with a deep understanding of our internal world. Topic 4: Self-reflection. Self-reflection is the key that unlocks the doors to self-knowledge and true self-control. Epictetus always emphasized that true freedom comes from a deep understanding of who we are and how we react to the world around us. Master Shaolin Heng, aligned with this wisdom, emphasizes that control over oneself begins with a careful observation of our internal world. Without self-reflection, we are at the mercy of circumstances, impulsively reacting to every challenge. To begin the practice of self-reflection, a good idea is to set aside a few minutes each day to simply sit in silence and observe your thoughts. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What am I trying to control that is beyond my reach? These questions, inspired by both Epictetus and Master Heng, lead us to a clearer understanding of what's really happening inside us. Regular practice of this introspection helps us identify behavioral patterns and emotions that may be preventing us from achieving the serenity we desire. A practical example can be seen in conflict situations. Imagine you had an argument at work. Instead of simply reacting with anger or frustration, self-reflection allows you to pause and analyze, why did this situation bother me so much? What part of me is reacting this way? By doing this analysis, you gain clarity and can adjust your response, avoiding impulsive behaviors that could worsen the situation. It's a process that, according to Master Heng, strengthens our ability to deal with challenges more balanced and wisely. Self-reflection also helps us understand our true motivations. Often, we act according to impulses or external pressures, without really questioning why we are doing what we do. Epictetus advises us to constantly examine our desires and fears, asking if they truly serve us or merely distract us. Master Heng complements this view by suggesting that by understanding our motivations, we can direct our energy toward what truly matters, eliminating distractions and focusing on what brings us true growth. Practicing self-reflection regularly can transform the way we live. It gives us a new perspective on daily challenges, allowing us to face difficulties with more calm and clarity. An example is the practice of reflective writing, where we jot down our thoughts and feelings at the end of the day. This practice, recommended by many sages, including Epictetus, allows us to review our actions and learn from them, rather than simply repeating the same mistakes. The importance of self-reflection cannot be underestimated. It is through it that we develop true control over ourselves and how we react to the world. Master Heng reminds us that without this internal understanding, any attempt to control the external is futile. By cultivating this practice, we not only improve our personal lives but also become better at interacting with the world around us. With this solid foundation of self-reflection, we can now explore how breathing, a practice so simple yet profound, serves as a bridge between the internal and external world. Let's see how Qigong, a practice advocated by Master Heng, can help us cultivate this vital connection. If you are appreciating these valuable lessons and want to take your Stoic journey to the next level, we have something special for you. Presenting our ebook Wealth and Wisdom, Stoicism as a Path to Financial Prosperity. This practical and inspiring guide combines ancient Stoic teachings with modern financial strategies to transform your financial life and develop a balanced and resilient mindset. For just $14.90, you can take the first step toward achieving financial prosperity and true balance. Don't let financial uncertainty and stress control your life. Invest in yourself today and discover the power of Stoic wisdom to achieve true wealth and financial serenity. The link to purchase is in the video description. Take advantage of this opportunity. Topic 5. Breathing as a connection. Breathing is much more than an automatic act, it is the bridge that connects our internal world to the external. Master Shaolin Heng teaches us that through the practice of Qigong, we can use breathing to harmonize our mind and body, bringing balance to our lives. Epictetus, with his timeless wisdom, would also recognize the importance of controlling breathing as a means to control our emotions and reactions to the external world. Qigong, an ancient practice, shows us that conscious breathing can transform our internal state. When faced with a stressful situation, the tendency is to breathe shallowly and quickly, which only intensifies the feeling of anxiety. But by practicing deep and controlled breathing, as taught by Master Heng, we are able to calm the mind, relax the body, and face challenges with greater clarity and serenity. Epictetus, who believed in the power of the mind over the body, would certainly see value in this practice. This connection between breathing and internal state can be applied in moments of great pressure, such as before an important meeting or during a personal conflict. Imagine someone about to face a tense situation at work. If that person dedicates a few minutes to conscious breathing, inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling slowly through the mouth, they will likely enter the situation with a clearer mind and a calmer heart. It's a small adjustment that can make a big difference, as taught by both Epictetus and Master Heng. In addition to calming the mind, conscious breathing also helps us maintain focus. In a world full of distractions, staying fully attentive is a constant challenge. Master Heng teaches that by focusing on breathing, we can bring our mind back to the present, preventing it from wandering to worries and distractions. Epictetus, in turn, always emphasized the importance of living in the present, of being fully aware of the here and now. Breathing is the tool that anchors us in the present, allowing us to live each moment fully. Qigong, by connecting the body and mind through breathing, helps us cultivate an internal energy that is reflected externally. This practice not only balances us internally but also makes us more aware of the energies around us, allowing us to interact with the world in a more harmonious way. When we align our breathing with our thoughts and actions, we create a synergy that transforms our way of living. This synergy is what both Epictetus and Master Heng encourage us to seek. Practicing conscious breathing may seem simple, but its effects are profound. It connects us to an internal source of peace and strength that we often forget exists. Master Heng reminds us that this practice is accessible to everyone, regardless of our experience or knowledge. By mastering breathing, we not only control our mind and body but also align ourselves with the natural flow of life, as Epictetus so well understood. Understanding the importance of breathing as a connection prepares us to delve deeper into the philosophical and practical perceptions that help us maintain balance and energy in all areas of life. Let's explore these ideas further and discover how the wisdom of the ancients can be practically applied in our daily lives. Topic 6. Philosophical and practical perceptions. Life, with its twists and turns, teaches us that everything is cyclical, from the seasons to the highs and lows of our emotions. Master Shaolin Heng highlights the importance of understanding these cycles and using breathing as a tool to maintain balance and energy throughout them. Epictetus, with his deep philosophical vision, also reminds us that life is a series of events that repeat, and our task is to learn to navigate them with wisdom and serenity. These philosophical perceptions are not mere abstract theories, they can and should be applied practically in our daily lives. For example, in times of transition, such as a job change, the end of a relationship, or even a simple routine change, understanding the cycle we are in can make all the difference. Instead of resisting changes, we can use the knowledge of cycles to adjust, as Master Heng suggests, and face each phase with the confidence that it is just a part of the whole. Epictetus taught us not to despair in the face of challenges, as they are opportunities to practice virtue and grow. Master Heng complements this idea by emphasizing the importance of breathing to maintain energy and balance in difficult times. Simple practices, such as starting the day with a meditation focused on breathing, can prepare us for the challenges to come, reminding us that we are always in a cycle and that internal balance helps us better deal with the external. Another practical aspect of these philosophical perceptions is the acceptance of life's imperfections. Epictetus advises us to accept what we cannot change and focus on what is within our reach. Master Heng suggests that by accepting imperfections, we can learn to flow with life rather than fight against it. This can be applied in everyday situations, such as dealing with minor frustrations, traffic, queues, or even small disagreements, where acceptance can transform what would be a source of stress into an opportunity to practice balance and serenity. The regular practice of Qigong, for example, is a tangible way to apply these perceptions. By focusing on breathing in gentle movements, we learn to harmonize the body and mind, reflecting this harmony in our interaction with the world. This practice not only balances us physically but also offers us a space for internal reflection, where we can meditate on the cycles of life and how we are positioning ourselves within them. The balance we achieve internally is manifested externally, creating a more harmonious life. Understanding and applying these philosophical and practical perceptions helps us live more consciously and balanced. It's not just about surviving the ups and downs of life but learning to navigate them with grace and wisdom. Master Shaolin Heng and Epictetus guide us on this journey, showing that by aligning our thoughts and actions with breathing and the natural flow of life, we can achieve a fuller and more meaningful existence. Now that we've explored philosophical and practical perceptions, we can conclude our journey with a final reflection on how to apply all this knowledge in our daily lives to achieve a balanced and harmonious life. We've reached the end of this journey, but the real work begins now. What will you do with all this knowledge? How will you apply the dichotomy of control and the teachings of Epictetus in your life? Are you willing to adjust your perspective and connect more deeply with your internal world? Think about it, the power to transform your reality is in your hands. Leave a comment sharing how you intend to apply these lessons in your daily life. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to continue exploring this path of wisdom and self-knowledge together. Let's keep moving forward, always learning and growing.